Hello and welcome to another update video about Coti, again requested by some of you guys. So and Coti is one of my holdings as well, so I'm always interested to have a look at the chart, and we're going to take a look at what Coti is doing. Now it looks like on the surface not much is doing, and yesterday I put on the chart this, well, not yesterday, I think yesterday I mentioned it last time, but we've got something like a descending trend line coming down here. Yeah, this is, by the way, the daily chart, and prices come from Binance. We've got that horizontal support line here, but you know, whenever I say descending triangle, it's normally a classical descending triangle is bearish, and these are generally expected to be pushed to the downside. And as you can see, Coti is highly volatile. You can see it, the long wicks, you know, you can see the long patterns. Actually, since we have been trading above the 50 cents, I would say, it has become really, really volatile. Before that, we had a lot of smaller candles here, you know, when we went down here, small candles, and then became increasingly larger. So it's quite a volatile cryptocurrency, and there's a lot going on at the moment as well in the Coti space. So it's, for me, again, a long-term holding. Again, no financial advice, but it is, I find it very, very attractive, this cryptocurrency. Now, you can argue two things here. You could argue it's a descending triangle. You could also argue it's actually a bull flag, okay? Because what you could do, you can define a channel here as well. Okay, so bull flag or descending triangle. Well, on the surface, two different patterns, and you would expect the bull flag to break to the upside, and you would expect a descending triangle to break to the downside generally. But with patterns, it's not just looking at patterns and learning what patterns are. It's always important to understand also the psychology behind what's actually going on in the market. And I talk about that on my second channel, which you can find in the video description, where I talk about technical analysis. So what, in my view, I mean, you never know what really happens before a breakout happens. Nobody has a crystal ball, and we all should be honest with that. You know, nobody really knows. But it's important to identify patterns. It's important to identify support and resistance lines in order to be able to adequately react as a trader after something happens, yeah? So after a breakout happens. And also to be prepared in case something happens. And as a good trader, you should always be prepared for both scenarios, yeah? And there are always at least two scenarios. And anybody who says something different just, yeah, doesn't tell the truth, really. But normally with descending triangles, you normally get a move to the downside at around 2/3 from the left, yeah? So somewhere here. If, at least from my experience, if the sellers can't push the price lower and we continue to trade above a certain line, yeah, and we get squeezed really into that apex, that actually indicates that the sellers can't push the price lower. And in that case, what then sometimes happens, it actually turns bullish. Yeah, it actually turns bullish. And what also tends to happen normally, the further you move to the right, the more short positions are opened, because people increasingly actually bet that it's going to go down because it's a descending triangle. You know, more and more people see this, more and more people think, oh, now it needs to happen. But then if sellers can't push the price lower, and then we see something like a breakout to the upside, that break to the upside will be very powerful, because then these short positions will be liquidated, and people then need to basically buy these Coti coins, which they borrowed basically to enter that short position, and they need to buy that back. So that increases the price then, and they're running after the price. So that can really push the price quite high. So I'm not pushing here for a bullish or bearish scenario, because we don't know until the breakout happens. But overall, I'm bullish on Coti. You know that. We can identify that a breakout is going to happen very soon, very, very soon, you know, because we're moving into this apex here. We've held really well that support line now, actually since the 23rd of September. And we are in an overall uptrend. So overall, I would actually say we are going to move up. If I had to make a guess, you know, I would say we're going to push further up. We had quite a long consolidation now. On the RSI, we are currently still trading in the bullish range, yeah, with a slight move now to the upside actually. So we're continuing, maybe we're going to push to the upside from here, finding support. We can see the ADX going up slightly now as well. And we are seeing to make, you know, we seem to make finally a bit of a return here, turnaround maybe now on the MACD as well, where for the first time in the last few 4 candles, we finally see a lighter color as well. Overall, you know, in the short term, we are in a range market. We can see that because we're just moving sideways, really. Yes, short-term downtrend as well, but overall sideways. So that is because we have overextended away from that ascending trend line, that important ascending trend line that started actually end of July. And I mean, if we really lose that line, like the 40, I think I said in the previous video, very important line, like the 49, 48 cent level. If we lose that, then we could drop down to this level, the 40 cents or 41, pretty much 41. If we lose that, we can drop to that ascending trend line. So a lot of support levels on the way that will really provide support here. I don't think we'll drop below that. That would be really bearish. Then we could potentially find support at the 200-day moving average, but then we're talking at prices at around 30 cents. I mean, everything can happen. It's a highly volatile crypto. That's a very important support level anyway, around the 28 to 30 cents. You know, we had a lot of lows here, a lot of support here. But overall, in my view, it's looking bullish actually. I think it's looking bullish because the sellers couldn't push the price further down. And there's a lot happening in the Coti space. So, you know, I think now with the most recent price moves to the upside, I think Coti starts now really to get a need to catch up really. So I think we're going to see something very interesting very soon. But again, no guarantee it's going to break to the upside. But the thing is, you can see very long wicks either way down, and so there are sellers, there are buyers in the market, and it's certainly very interesting. It's certainly something to hold long term anyway, and you know, I think this is one that's going to go up. If it breaks out here to the upside, nice. If not, then yeah, we could come down, but then I think we'll stay above that ascending trend line. Pretty sure about that. So yeah, hopefully you liked that Coti update video. If you want me to cover Coti regularly going forward, then please let me know in the comments. Hope you liked it. If you liked it, smash the like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and maybe even consider joining as a channel member. That'd be great. Hope you liked the video, and thanks for your support. Bye bye.